notifications. Music too loud? I think that's alright. Okay, so before we get started, make sure y'all check out my shop, primitiveroots.conjure.com. We have a midsummer sale going on, which with every $25 purchase, you get a free coffin nail cross. And with every $50 purchase, you get 10% off your entire order. Light settings are not included in those purchases because they must be shippable items, and light settings don't ship. So, you have to order shippable things like herbs, oils, powders, curios, whatever to get the free cross. But every order $50 gets 10% off until September. All month long, guys, so make sure you check it out. primitiverootsconjure.com. How is everybody doing tonight? Where's my chat? Hold up. Live chat. Alright. Are we ready, guys? Mama's a little tired. I have been cray-cray this week. Oh, my Lord. So busy. So busy. So much going on. I see 3 y'all. Nobody talking to me. Where you at? Who got questions? It's my time here. Hey, Jillian. How are you tonight? I don't even know what. There's so many different things I could talk about. Your notification didn't pop up. You got the bell smashed? When you subscribed, did you smash the bell? I've had a couple people tell me last week that they didn't get a notification either. That's really weird. But I've heard other YouTube content creators also have the same issue, that their subscribers are not getting their notifications. Hey, Beth, how are you tonight? I've seen a lot of fuckery going on this week with the hot foot, man. Like, people don't know, like, I don't know. Of course, it's the fuckery with, you know, they want to put graveyard dirt and what the fuck ever and hot foot powder. But then I've seen some other shit. What was it? Somebody wanted to know if they could add lavender to the hot foot powder to, you know, banish the person without it being, like, mean and negative. And I was like, it's fucking hot foot. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand people. I seen somebody else wanted to put some blue stone powder in it or some fucking shit. What is it? What's the fuckeria, guys? I don't get it. I've seen so much this week. DM me on Instagram a poem called July in Appalachia. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. I don't check my DMs on Instagram a whole lot. Saw someone got porcupine quills and hot foot. What the fuck? Guys, there is a chance. I made a video. Like, I never give out formularies. I don't give people, you know, recipes and formularies how to do shit. But I did it for hot foot because I've seen so much fuckery going on with the hot foot. So I actually made a video. It's on my channel, y'all. Share it. Scroll down to the channel and find the hot foot powder formulary video and share that shit. That needs to be, like, brought back to people's attention because there's new fuckery going on. I don't know what's going on this week. Let me think how to word this question. Okay. Never go on Tumblr. I have a Tumblr, but I never go on it. Like, it's, like, linked with my Instagram or something. So, like, they cross-post everything, but I never, ever go on Tumblr. So much shit has gone on this week. Oh my god. That moon, y'all, that moon last weekend. Whoo, Lord. It caused some crazy fucking chaos, man. Crazy chaos. And everybody I know got crazy shit going on this last week. Hey, Marlene, there's my wrench. We get any trolls, Marlene's gonna smack them on the head with that fucking wrench. What's up, guys? Who got the questions? Felt nasty vibes, so I went out in the thunderstorm. I love that. That is such a good way to cleanse. I actually did that. When did I do it? When did we have rain? It was this week sometime. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah. I went to Walmart and it started like pouring down rain, and I just stood I just stood out in the parking lot. Ah, it's a great way to fucking cleanse. Great way. Marlene's got opposite soaps. Y'all, I'm working on a new oil. I don't want to give it out yet because, you know, monkey see, monkey do. And my spirits are always on me to not tell people my plans and not, you know, let anybody in on what I'm doing. But there is a new oil coming out, and I think everybody's gonna like go bonkers over it. But the ingredients are really fucking hard to track down. So I got all the ingredient. I got one on the way, and it's coming from like France or something, so it probably ain't gonna be here for a month. And then I got another ingredient that I'm still trying to track down. I got a couple people on it. It's really hard to find. And once I actually get all my ingredients here, then I gotta make it. It has to infuse for however long the spirits tell me it gotta infuse. Then I gotta test it. Y'all don't know, man. I think I sell my shit way too cheap. Hey there, just starting to read the bones. I'm collecting a lot of strange stuff, but any hints for a beginner? I actually don't do bone reading. I'm in a couple bone reading groups on Facebook that are very good. I can't think of the fucking names of them. I know one's called Bone Reading something. But there's a lot of knowledgeable people in those groups. That one in particular. That does the bone readings and, you know, knows all about, you know, the curios and everything you're going to do with it. There's some people in there that, you know, sell, you know, bits and bobs and stuff for bone reading sets. So it's a really cool group. One of my elders is actually in that group. One of the elders. And it's one of the very few groups he's in on Facebook. So I know it's a really good group. I wish I remember what it's called. Bone reading something. I was doing a spell, not baneful, but white magic, more for protection on someone very negative, and the wax ran over onto my altar where my cat's hair was. Okay. Hey, Gypsy Moon. I don't care how long it takes for you to make the oil. I mean, I think y'all are really going to go bonkers over this one. And it's been a tricky one. It's been a tricky one because one of the ingredients, most parts of the plant is actually poisonous, but I figured it out to get a part of the plant that's not very poisonous. So, but I'm still trying to track it down. But I got my best people on it. So hopefully I'm going to find it very shortly. And I know we got it. I know we got it in the States. I know we do. But it's a tropical area thing, so it's like Florida, California, you know, Louisiana, southern states are gonna have it. So I got people down there looking out. Okay, and it got onto the spell candle. Will she be affected by the negativity? I picked it all up before discarded accordingly, but still concerned because your hair is very sensitive to spells. Wording cuts you off after a certain... Yeah, I know it does. I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. Shit happens, and your intent was nothing to do with your cat. You weren't using the hair in the work. You know, I really wouldn't worry too much about it. You worry about it, you might make something manifest, you know. So I wouldn't worry about it. But she brings up a good point about, you know, your pets and stuff. I had, for a brief period, offered hair from my pets, like, because I have a black cat, so I was offering, like, black cat hair. I have a black dog and a white dog, so I was offering those things. And then something, like, cued me in one day that I'm sending out tag locks on my fucking pets to strangers, you know? I don't know why I didn't think of it at the fucking time. I only, you know, it dawned on me about I don't know, 2 weeks into like offering it. Um, but yeah, you gotta watch your fucking pets and shit, man, because people can juju your pets up. So yeah, I quit offering my pet hair to strangers. I have, you know, a couple close acquaintances that, you know, if they come to me and ask for it, I know them very well, so I will give it to them, but I'm not gonna just, you know, give it to anybody. Trying to make a specific cologne for someone, patiently waiting because I've only gotten 2 ingredients told to me. So I know, doesn't that suck? Oh my god, it takes so long. It takes so long for my spirits because I just get little pieces of time, right? Like one day I'll get, you know, an ingredient. Then it might be a week or two, and they might give me 1 or 2 more ingredients. Yeah. I've had formularies that have taken, you know, 3, 5 months until they give me the whole fucking thing, and then a lot of it is hard to find shit. So I gotta, is that too loud, guys? So I gotta, you know, track down the fucking shit. I gotta make the shit. I gotta infuse the shit. It's gotta sit with my spirits for however long I say it's gotta sit with them. And then I gotta test it, you know, before I can offer it to people. I gotta make sure it fucking works, right? So, yeah, it's a bitch. It's a bitch. Any advice on how long to steep most herbs in colognes? Personally, when I make colognes, I don't like using herbs in them. I stick with more of the essential oils when it comes to colognes. Now, I'm not a big essential oil person, you know, when it comes to work and, you know, everything else, oils and, you know, everything, I'm all about the herbs. But when it comes to colognes, I personally like the essential oils better for the colognes. You get a better scent, because it is a cologne water. You get a better scent. You don't have to worry about straining it. You don't have to worry about bacteria that's going to grow in it from, but of course if you're using alcohol you wouldn't have to worry about that anyway, but you know, that's just another thing you don't have to worry about, because anything that was once living, which is any kind of herb, can, you know, grow back bacteria. So that's something, you know, you use the oils, you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I tend not to add herbs to my cologne waters. Now, the floor washes and all that shit, 100% fucking herbs. I don't put any oils in those, essential oils anyway. But I have to add a stabilizer to them. I have to either add vinegar or, you know, a little bit of pine salt or some alcohol, you know, something to stabilize it so it doesn't, you know, go rank and moldy and grow bacteria. So, a lot of alchemy, you know, in the shit. People be doing fuckery, man. Fucking voodoo douches and shit. Don't even get me started. I have a baby. She's 1. I was told not to have or do types of magic because children are sensitive to it and they're like a sponge. I mean, they are. But if it's not negative, I won't worry about it. Also, you know, there's all kinds of protections that you can do, you know, for children. So, yeah, I've actually been contemplating doing a few for a good friend of mine. She has a daughter with Down syndrome. Now, her daughter's like just turned 18, but she's more like an 8-year-old, right? Because she's pretty bad Down syndrome, and she's very, very susceptible to spirit. She's like walking the line. She's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, pretty much. And so I've been talking to my friend about, you know, trying to work with her on that and getting her daughter some protections. Hey, Latoya. Hey, Rowan. Good tips, thank you. Yeah, some people do the cologne waters with the herbs and then strain them. It's just my personal preference. It's just the oils are a lot, a lot easier, better scent, no bacteria. Why not go with the oil, right? We got 13 people. Nobody's talking. Where's questions? This is my time, y'all. I'm almost a little tired. Protective bracelets work well for babies, especially for evil eye. Yeah, you can do anklets. Are great because babies kind of, you know, they want to chew on shit, put it in their mouth, and you know all that. So anklets are probably better than a bracelet for, you know, a 1-year-old or a really small child as they get older. And you know, you can always hang protections on their cribs, on their windows, on their doorways, you know, all that stuff. What's my go-to oil for what? Gypsy Moon. Like, for what kind of situation? Like, a general daily, like, oil that, you know, that I would put on every day is my Van Van. Love Van Van. I love the way it smells. And it's a great, you know, for every fucking day. If I got something specific I'm doing that day, I'll switch it up. You know, maybe I need some Crown of Triumph that day, or maybe I need some protection that day, or whatever. But for a daily, everyday thing, Van Van. Can't go wrong with the Van Van. Ever. There you go. Van Van. Vibe Tribe. The good stuff, absolutely. And my Van Van, it took me, that one took me a long time. That one took me almost a year. And it wasn't getting the formulary. I had the formulary, but the ingredients, because it's original old school. Like, I found the oldest fucking Van Van recipe I could fucking find anywhere. And a lot of this shit in it is really hard to get nowadays. And it took me a year to track down all of the ingredients for my Van Van oil. I was very proud when I finally got that fucker made. And when I find the ingredients that are so hard to find, like, I buy bulk, like, pfft. Oh, guys, there's a guy on Facebook. I don't remember his name, but I am going to do, I'll be doing a review on him next week. He has a little shop where he sells, like, 100% imported, genuine African incense. And he just so happens to, like, you know, you text him your address and he'll just send you some free fucking samples. He don't charge you anything, no shipping, nothing. You just PM him, be like, hey, I'd like some samples, give him your address, and he'll ship them to you. So Momo's getting some samples. They're shipping out Monday, and I'm sampling them because I might carry them in the shop. So yeah, next week when his stuff arrives, plus my spirits are probably gonna fucking love that shit. Actually, I'm probably gonna spoil them and they'll never, you know, accept anything else, which is, I know. I already know it. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little review on his incense next week when they get here, and we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, it's super cool. Lemongrass, I love lemongrass. Another thing, I'm always, you know, you guys, I'm always touting natural. Everything that I do my laundry with soap nuts, and, you know, I grow a lot of my food and my herbs and everything, and natural. And I cleanse with, you know, herbs and natural shit. I'm as natural, you know, try to do everything natural. So, there's a big issue with deodorants, ladies. There's a big issue with deodorants. And I didn't realize what an issue it was until I went for my first mammogram, like 2 years ago. And they made me wash off my deodorant before I went in for the mammogram, and they told me it's because of all the aluminum that's in the deodorant that it actually blocks, like, the x-ray sonogram, or however the fuck they do a mammogram. The aluminum in the deodorants blocks the rays, so they made me wipe it all off, and that really got me thinking, you know, because your armpits are very absorbed, you know, it's kind of like the soles of your feet. They absorb, you know, a lot. So I started going on the hunt for a more natural alternative for deodorant, and I found something called Primal Pit Paste. And it sounds like really weird and stuff, but this stuff is awesome. I love it. I will never use another deodorant again. And they actually have a lemongrass one. And I fucking love it. That's been my deodorant for like a year. I use it every day, and it smells so good, and it like goes perfect with my Van Van oil. So I put my lemongrass pit paste on. Did y'all see that? And then I put my my Van Van on, which has a little bit of lemongrass in it, and I'm just I walk tall all day, and I smell so fucking good. I love it. So yeah, Primal Pit Paste, guys. If you guys are looking for, you know, natural shit. I need me some more. Do you have a site where you sell it? Absolutely. PrimitiveRootsConjure.com, honey. And when the video's over, there'll be a link to it in the description box under the video. But yeah, it's PrimitiveRootsConjure.com. I sell really good Van Van. Everyone loves it. It has 5-star reviews. Van Van lotion. Ooh. That sounds real. I love Van Van. I love lemongrass. I love all that. Can you work abundance spells for other people? I wanted to do my friend a favor. Some people complain about money problems. I mentioned to do some spells, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I mean, you can do spells for other people, but typically if it's not a malicious spell, and they're not going to go along with it, like they look at you like you're crazy, your spirits are probably not going to want to work that. Usually, if it's something beneficial, like an abundance thing, there has to be an agreement from the target that it's going to be worked on, unfortunately. And it's the same way with readings. Like, my spirits don't just want to read anybody. I have to pretty much get permission from the target that I'm trying to read before my spirits will really get in there and look at their shit. Ethics. It's just the way spirits work. So yeah, you can do it, but if they're thinking you're wacky or nutty or, you know, whatever, it probably ain't gonna work. The only thing I would say you could probably do is, if you know where they live, you could make something and bury it by their door, you know, when they're sleeping or like whatever, and that could assist in drawing prosperity into their home and their door. But actual like work on the target without their permission, if it's not negative, spirits are usually not going to carry that shit out. Because, and something along that lines too, a lot of the times the target, you know, when they come, when you do work for somebody, they have to do things themselves, right? So they either have to do offerings, they have to focus on it to assist it in manifesting sometimes. They have to make sure they're not doing something that's going to fuck the work up. You know, the spirit sees that shit. So, yeah. Hey, Jesse Sanchez. You hate the chemicals in deodorant, but it's important. Great suggestion. Yeah, it is important. I went a good 3, 4, 5 months maybe with no deodorant because it weirded me out like so bad, and I was looking for an alternative, and I'm so glad I found the pit paste. The only thing with the pit paste is if you want it in like a stick, like you get in the store, you gotta pay a little extra. It usually comes in like a jar, like a little, you know, like a little jar thing, and they give you a stick. This tiny little like popsicle stick, and you stick it in the jar, and you just, you know, and then you just kind of rub it on. I do have it in like the stick like you get in the store, but they're like $3 to $5 more than the jar, and you get more in the jar. So if you're not, you know, weird about rubbing some shit on your pets with your hands, then yeah, it's good shit. Seems like every song when it comes on is louder than the last one. Spirit can have a temper. Let me tell you, I remember when I was pregnant, it was at my mom's house. She got mad and said something mean, and the glass that was on her counter flew straight across the room. Absolutely. And my godmother has drilled this in my head. In my tradition, it's very important to stay balanced. Very, very fucking important. And I never realized how important it was. Um, until my godmother explained a few things to me, because the types of spirits that I work with and we work with in my tradition, they go to bat for you regardless. So if you have an argument with somebody like your husband or somebody in the store or like whatever, 9 times out of 10 your spirits are going to go fuck that person up without even you asking them to. It's just a given. So yeah, it's really important to stay balanced in everything, and I have to do a lot of things to balance myself out a lot. In fact, I guess I can say I have to wear white head to toe this entire month until September. I have to wear white head to toe, and I have several other things that I have to do. Well, for several reasons, but it's all for balance. And there's a lot of shit going on, everywhere, universally, locally, personally, everywhere. There's a lot of shit going on. So, in order to stay balanced, yeah, we got to do what we got to do. This one person is all for it, just doesn't want to do it themselves. Oh, well then you're good to go. You're good to go. Do that shit. Ask them for a fucking tag lock if they're all for it. Get some hair or something. Definitely gonna put an order in for some Van. Awesome. Thank you, Rowan. And some other goodies tonight. I already bought your road opener like the other day. Oh, that was you. Great. Yeah, it's still working. It's about halfway done. I don't know if you guys seen, but I said in the very beginning of the video, and I put some ads up all month of August. Every $25 order, except light settings, because they don't ship. Every $25 order gets a free coffin nail cross all month long till September. And every $50 order gets 10% off their total purchase. $50 or more. So yeah, that sale's going on all month. It's like, I called it my midsummer sale. I love giving back to everybody. I always give little gifts with every order. That's an idea for you. Make a Van lotion. That's a great way to incorporate things into a routine. I've thought about doing the lotions, but I've seen quite a few other people doing the lotions, and maybe when I start making candles and stuff, maybe I'll start looking into that, and my soaps, because I am gonna do soaps at some point. Maybe at that point I'll look into doing some kind of lotion, because the soaps I'm gonna do are gonna be all goat milk, because we're gonna have goats, so we're gonna do goat milk soaps, and maybe I could do some goat milk lotion. I don't know. Shit the husband. Yep. I have to be real fucking careful. Denise loves her coffin nail cross. Awesome. If you can't hang something above the door of your house because it's not your place or just visiting, any other suggestions? You can bury it. If you can't hang it, on your door, you can bury it, outside the door. You can always wash the doors too, man. The floor washes, I should have called them door and floor washes, but one of my good friends calls hers that, so I didn't want to call mine the same thing she calls hers. But they're really good for fucking doors. The floor washes are excellent for doors. I clean my door a minimum of once a week. All my doors, inside and out, get washed at least a minimum of once a week. Sometimes I gotta do a little more often. But yeah, the floor washes and, stuff like that is great for doors, and you always have a nice, clean, pretty looking door too. And then it's, it's protected, or it's sweetened up with the sweet wash or whatever for that week. And then, do it the next week and nobody knows it. You can't see it. It's just a clean door. So You need some coffin nail crosses. We'll get you some, girl. Hey, Kayla. Need more crosses. Well, everybody gets free crosses this month, y'all. Everybody needs crosses. That coffin nail cross is the best. Awesome. I'm convinced it saved me twice today in the car. Sweet. Yeah, I keep one in my car too. It's hanging right from my rearview mirror. I bury things outside in planters by the door. Yep. And that's great. You know, if you have an apartment, maybe you don't have a yard where you can bury shit or like whatever. Potted plants are excellent. Put them by your door, on your step, on your balcony, or, you know, whatever. And bury your shit in there. Denise loves my Florida water. Sweet. I just made 2 fresh batches, actually, because I ran out. Using Florida water as an aftershave on my clients. Hey, that's a great idea. It is a cologne water. And then you'd be cleansing them up spiritually, and they'll probably have a great day after they leave your shop, and it would probably get a lot of repeat clients. I could probably safely say that. I think that's a wonderful idea. Can you keep coffin nail crosses on your altar and in your home too? Yeah, you can keep them in your home. I have one above every door. I have one on a couple windows as well. On an altar, it depends what spirits you're working with or who the altar's dedicated to, because a lot of spirits don't like iron, but some are specifically associated with iron, and that's like their thing. So, you know, if you're working with those types of spirits, absolutely, that would be a great gift for them. If they're not that type of spirit, I wouldn't get iron around them. Because a lot of spirits are repelled by iron. As I've said, you know, in previous videos, that's why cemetery gates are usually almost always made out of iron. Even if the whole, you know, wall around a cemetery, if it has a wall, isn't iron, the gate usually is. Because iron repels, you know, 85% of spirits. They don't like it, so they usually won't cross it. Which is why we hang them for protection, you know, and all that stuff. How many times should you write a name on a name paper, and why? It depends on your intent. It depends on what spirit you're working with and what exactly you're doing. Like, example, if I was doing a petition for road opening or, you know, something like that, I would do 3 times, because most spirits of the crossroads, that is their number. If I was doing something else, if I was doing prosperity, I would write it 7 or 9 times. Because, you know, numerology, guys, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Numbers have energy just like everything else has energy. So, you know, if you really want to get into that, start looking up numerology and seeing, you know, what is associated with certain numbers and what types of energies those numbers carry, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. And the cool thing about those crosses is that if you get born again visitors, you can tell them the nails symbolize... yeah, that's awesome. Symbolize the Jesus nails. Sweet. Yeah, I actually have the one in my car. I have it hanging on my rear view mirror, actually, with a rosary. So, like, I have both, you know, in my car as protection. It's a really special rosary, but yeah. Everybody thinks I'm a fucking Catholic or something. Research that. I wasn't sure because I have one cross on my altar. Good point. Kind of the same reason why we don't, you know, give food with salt in it as offerings either. They don't like it. They're like, you know, get away. They don't like it. Finally gave up drinking the other day, as I used to have a drinking problem, and now it feels like I'm spiritually opening. Wow, Denise! That's wonderful. That's great. I'm very happy for you. Congratulations. That's really awesome. But yeah, that will definitely open you up. And yeah, a lot of people, I can't say because a lot, traditions, a lot of the priests like to imbibe during rituals and stuff, but to me, that leaves you open to a lot of things because you're not in control, right? And if you're not in control, who is? Who's going to be in control if you're not in control, right? If you can't control yourself, you can't control anything else. So I'm not a big fan of imbibing or, anything like that while working or doing ceremony. Well, I don't do it at all, but I don't really like to see it done. Because, yeah, it's all... it opens you up to a whole lot of shit. In my tradition, sometimes salt water or Florida water is placed on the fingertips and we draw the cross line on windows to repel cockroaches. Yeah, absolutely. Salt water is great. I do a thing where I use black salt or I use sea salt, and I usually, go around once a month. I'll put it everywhere. I like throwing it in the four corners of my house to absorb anything that's in there. I like to sprinkle it on my floors before I sweep my floor up. You can't, I mean, you could do it if you have carpet. But I pretty much only do that on my, linoleum and hardwood floors. I'll always sprinkle salt down before I sweep to absorb anything. I put it outside my house. I put it in my windows, all over the place. Sea salt, and that stuff is excellent for repelling baddies. I actually trapped a morto in my house for almost a year with just salt. I couldn't get it out of my house, so the most I could do was trap it in a room. With some fucking salt, and I had to refresh it like every week, but I kept that fucker in there for like a year until I could found somebody who was able to assist me in removing that motherfucker. Salt's excellent. Number 3 in numerology, awesome. Fat lazy ho Lisa. Wow. That's a name right there. Mm-hmm. When you offer bowls of fruit and bottles of wine to the spirits, what do you do with it afterwards? I usually toss everything outside. I give it to nature when they're done with it. I actually, that's my preferred method. I don't like throwing offerings in the trash because to me that's a waste. If it's for certain spirits, I'll actually take it where they live in nature. So I could do an offering in my house, to, let's say, crossroad spirits or whatever. When the offering's no longer any good or they're done with it, I'll find a crossroad. I'll take it to a crossroad and I'll leave it there in nature, and usually critters or whatever will find that shit. But I don't like to let anything go to waste, and it's kind of giving back to the nature spirits, to the nature critters, to all of nature. Denise is wondering, artist, good for you. Yeah, you put that in your body, legit affects your abilities. Keep going, straight and narrow. Awesome, yes. That is really awesome, Denise. Spirits don't like hang around a drunk bitch. Actually, they probably do. Like I said, it opens you up. Opens you up. Obviously, you could get jumped on, any of that shit, because you're not in control. You're not kidding about being drunk. Does open you up. On this last full moon, on brown paper, I wrote the name of a person who I want out of my life. I wrote across the name, get out of my life, and then I put some hot foot powder on the paper and burned it. That sounds like a good work. How much you missed? Not a whole lot. You'll have to watch the first 30 minutes after the video's done. I put a spell in this garbage can near 7-Eleven real late at night, and no one around here really knows anything but the craft. They think it's all negative. And I went back. The whole trash was gone. Hmm. Well, it's a 7-Eleven. Maybe, they usually empty it a minimum of once a day. So maybe you just happen to, or they happen to empty it before you came back. Because, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know why you'd throw work in the trash anyway. Um, but it would have just looked like trash. I don't think it would have really looked suspicious unless it was like a dead bird or something. A dead body. So yeah, I mean, you throw work in a trash at a convenience store, it's gonna get emptied. I made a floor wash with salt, my urine and pine salt to cleanse and fix my new room and bathroom, and kept a caca person out of my space. Yeah, for something like that, urine can definitely be used because it's, like a mark your territory kind of thing, and it can keep, you know, people out. What happened to the music? Hold on, guys. What? The fuck? Sorry, hold on, guys. Like, it says it's playing, but it's not fucking playing. Damn. I gotta have the music. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry. Gotta have background. Okay. Okay, we got it. So, yeah, okay, so urine. Urine is, it's a good protection. That's it, this is my shit, this is my territory, stay the fuck out of it, that kind of deal. So, yeah, urine is a great protection. Actually, I don't know how much you guys know about, like, war water. Um, and everybody thinks that war water is, like, one thing, but there's actually two different kinds of war water, and it's, I seen somebody talking the other day, and I didn't say anything because it's somebody I respect. I didn't want to say anything. Just keep scrolling. But war water is not like always specifically like for war per se. It can also be used as a protection. So there's two different kinds of war water. There's like regular war water, which is just basically rusty water, because rust and red is Mars and that's war and like all that. So, but there's also malevolent war water, which you would always add your urine to. Yeah. And urine has so many uses in hoodoo and all that. And that's a great way, if you want a house, an apartment, and you want to nail it down and make sure you get it and nobody else gets it. I tell everybody, go piss on it. If you can't go piss on it because there's cameras and it's a busy place, like whatever, piss in a cup, take the cup and dump it, throw it on the fucking house, on the property, something. You got to nail that shit down and mark it and say, this is my shit. And nobody else is going to get this shit. Sometimes it has to be done, a couple times. I usually suggest, starting a minimum of a month out from a house closing, or if you put in an application for an apartment, you know, the minute you put that application in, go over there and start marking that shit. Do it like once a week. And I've never seen it fail. Ever. Never seen it fail. I know so many people that got their house or their apartment or, everything just by doing something so simple. I believe the guy working there opened it up and got rid of can after seeing it. Poor guy probably cursed himself touching it. If he did, he did. That's his dumb ass. But yeah, that's what the lady said to do, was dispose in outside garbage. I never throw work in the garbage. I don't throw work in the garbage. I don't throw offerings in the garbage. Everything I do goes back to nature. If it's not, positive getting buried on my property, it goes in nature wherever it needs to go with, whatever spirits needs to carry that work out. I would never throw it in the garbage. Throwing it in the garbage is like, it's trash, right? You're throwing it in the trash, so your work's trash. That's the way spirits are going to look at it. Absolutely, 100%. They're going to say, that's how much she, really want this. It's fucking trash. Yeah, I never, ever throw work in the trash. Even when I do baths, and I'll boil my herbs and I do all this stuff and I strain the herbs from my bath. I don't throw the herbs in the trash after I boiled them. After I reserve, a cup, I just seen an orb. After I reserve a cup of bath water, I'll put all those herbs back in the cup and the whole thing goes where it has to go. I don't throw anything in the trash. The whole trash can was gone. Oh. You should offer hoodoo mystery boxes. I contemplated it, but I've seen several people are doing it. I see it. I see it popping up all over the place, and honestly, I don't know. I don't think I have enough stock build up to offer different thing. Like, I could do it for a couple months and then it'd be the same shit over again. Because some people carry 30, 40, 50 different oils and powders and, herbs, and like, I don't have a large stock. I don't make a whole bunch of different crazy oils. I make the basics, So yeah, I contemplated it, but yeah, everyone else is doing it, and it wouldn't last very long, because it'd start being a repeat. I'm doing some work for someone very close to me to break down the obstacles in their way. I'm trying to break down the walls they have up regarding their career and success. I'm unsure if I should do. That one spell had some nasty cockeye in it. Yeah, I still wouldn't throw it in the trash. While I don't practice any African tradition, I have some ancestry from Northern Africa. Besides the ancient Egypt tradition, what other tribal ATRs come from the Berber Northern African people? I've actually never heard of Berber in Africa. There's only like 4 or 5 major African traditions. There's voodoo, which of course everybody knows it's Haiti, but it originated in Benin, Africa. And then you have the Yoruba traditions, which are the Orisha traditions, which is Lukumi, Yoruba, Santeria, Ocha, Ifa. All those come from Yoruba land. And then you have like Quimbanda and Palo Mayombe and these types of traditions, and those ones come from the Congo. That's about it. Those are the only ones